Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Now, I've been saying for, quite some time really, that I believe that this government has a policy of poverty. They are deliberately impoverishing people. I think it's there. And this can be no great sort of exemplary example, if you will, than what's happening with energy. Now, we had an energy rise in October. And we're told, well, there's going to be another one in January, but that'll be it. That'll be it. We are working, they say, to bring energy prices down. And then, so January, there's going to be another energy price rise. And we've been now informed that there's going to be another hike in April. So this bull about reducing energy prices is just that, complete and utter lies. And yet, to bring the energy prices down is the work of a moment. There is no reason for having the world's most expensive energy and it going to increase again. At the stroke of a pen, you could halve the cost of electricity in this country. It's so easily done. And yet they won't do it. Because of course they won't. They can say, oh, well, it's not us taking the money. It's not a tax or anything. It is a tax, and I'll tell you why. It's not us taxing you. It's the energy companies have got to pay this money. You know, we've got to pay the energy companies, blah, blah, blah. Well, how come we've got to pay so much? And yet France and Germany and, Spain all pay a lot less. It's all the same energy, isn't it? EDF, for example, Energy de France. We're the ones with the oil. The French don't have any oil. How come we're paying more than the French? It's because we have a government that wants high electricity costs. Now, I know you're thinking, why? Why would they possibly want high electricity costs? Well, it's because they tax. Twice. Look at your electricity bill. First of all, there's a surcharge. And secondly, there's VAT. And that VAT applies on the surcharge as well. And so they double tax. So, of course, if energy prices go up, the government get more money. But there's also the fact that this government wants poverty. And I've said this in a previous video. They like poverty. Poverty is good. This is Socialism 101. Keep them poor. Pretend that you're making their lives better, but keep them poor. Because poor people vote Labour. Rich people don't. And so you have this policy. So why do it? Why not have lower energy costs, giving more money back to people? They keep their money. They spend more. That lifts the economy, raising the tax base. It also, with cheaper energy costs, encourages investment. If you're a manufacturer, you need low energy costs. Why go to Britain? And this is what Musk said the other day, of course. He said he would never build his gigafactory in Britain because the energy costs are so horribly high. He said, never mind the employment costs, he moaned about them as well. He said, but just purely the energy costs. The energy costs alone are more than twice, if not in some cases 3 times the cost of other places in Europe. And his gigafactories are energy intensive. They have to be. He's making batteries, for heaven's sake. And so why go to a high cost, a high raw materials cost? I don't mean in this term, the energy is the raw material he needs for his factory. So this is another example. They're driving investment away. Now you'd think any government would want to encourage investment. Yes, any normal government would. But when you have a Marxist government determined to destroy a country, of course they're going to drive away investment. Of course they don't want jobs. Of course they don't want money coming in. They want money going out. They want poor, broken Britain, so they can control it. In the same way as Enver Hoxha controlled Albania, or the Ceausescus controlled Romania. I think it was Romania. Do you know my brain's going? It's this cold. But whatever it is, all these dictators that control their people, rule number 1, keep them poor. Keep them poor, keep them uninformed. Now, the uninformed part is becoming harder and harder, of course, because of social media. Thank you, YouTube. And thank you for watching. It gives us an opportunity to call them out on their bullshit. But it doesn't stop them destroying the economy. Remember, Labour voters did this. If you know anyone who voted Labour, this is their fault, right? The 20% that voted Labour are doing this. They're destroying everything. But these high energy prices, they can be done like that. It actually literally only takes one stroke of a pen. A government just says, this is the price of energy, and signs off on it. And you think that I'm joking? I'm not. There is a thing, and it's been there since I think the 70s, which gives the government the right to dictate the price of energy. Now, of course, they'll say, oh, well, if we do this, the energy companies won't like it. Here's what I say to the energy companies. FRO, you're making £500 billion profit. We'll reduce your profits. You'll sell your electricity at 1/3 of the current price. And if you don't like it, please feel free to leave the market. Off you go. Bye. Toodles. See you later. Because if you can sell it to others at that price, you can sell it to Britain at that price. And if you think, oh, we're not making as much money, then go, take it and go somewhere else. And then just nationalise the energy grid, nationalise the power generation, take it all back, put it into the state control, and have the state limit the amount that energy costs by law. It cannot cost more than XYZ, and you have an algorithm that works out the current price. That means it cannot go way above any sort of current conditions. It keeps it at that real price. So there's no greed. There's no profiteering. Energy is a human right, not something that should be used to profit already rich companies further. Either that, of course, or you do the other thing and bring in, again at the stroke of a pen, an energy tax on energy companies. And you tax them 110% of their profits. And then watch them leave the market and then take everything from them. That's the threat you have. It's the threat you can wield. Do you know who's good at wielding threats? Trump. He's come in and he's going 50% tariff on Canada. Canadian goods, 50% tariff. Canada's bending the knee. They're getting rid of Trudeau. It's amazing, isn't it? What it takes when you've got someone with balls. Unfortunately, this is Britain. The last leader we had with balls has long departed the field, and long may she rest. As for the rest of them, there's not one of them at all that you'd trust. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and until next time, stay safe, stay well. I'll speak to you later. Bye.